Hey you guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith Kitchen, as always. And today, I know I said that we were going to do I really wanted to do some seafoam, and unfortunately, when you make seafoam, which is just an amazing little candy that looks just like seafoam, and it's light, it's airy, it's got big holes in it, and you know, it looks almost like a honeycomb, but a little different. The humidity has to be just right, outside and inside. And unfortunately today it's not, so I couldn't. But I did find this recipe. I was actually pulling in the driveway from work and it popped up on my phone. It's everything that I like, at any rate. I'm sure you like too. And it's actually a new recipe, like a brand new this year recipe, created by I can't remember his name, but he's from Sugar Spun Run, which is a wonderful website, especially if you like to bake. At least that's what I use it for. It's one of, I don't know, 15, 20 websites I go to look for recipes, you know, for the channel and just for us, you know, things of that nature, things I can play with, and create, you know, new ideas with. But this one we're going to try, and like any other thing I do on this channel, I've never done it before, so we're just going to follow the recipe, and yeah, in this case, but you never know what you could do with it. But anyhow, we're going to make a pumpkin pie, but not just any pumpkin pie. We're going to do a pumpkin pie cheesecake. Now, I have a video on a pumpkin pie cheesecake, but it's an actual cheesecake. This one is a pie with pumpkin swirled in it, and pumpkin and cheesecake swirled together in this pie, in this graham cracker pie crust. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I don't see any downside to that. It's got cheesecake, which is my all-time favorite ever. You know, any kind of cheesecake. I mean, you may know that if you look through my playlist. I've got a whole playlist dedicated to cheesecake that we've done, and it's got a lot of cheesecakes in it, every form and fashion of cheesecake. And it's got pumpkin pie, which is one of my favorite pies. Maybe not my ultimately favorite pie, but definitely up there in the top 5. So the thought of those two combined sounds amazing. If you're new to my channel, it's your first video, I hope you get something out of this video. Check out some of my others. If you're returning, thank you. If you are one of several new subscribers, thank you. Thank you very much for subscribing and being part of the neighborhood. That's awesome. I love the fact that our neighborhood is growing in leaps and bounds, because there's that many people that, you know, at least are considering being, you know, part of a neighborhood, that want to cook some good food or bake something really good, you know, and share it with friends and neighbors or family, or, you know, and keep in communication, you know, have good conversation. I think that's awesome. Comments, always welcome. I'll ask you to be respectful. You know, it's okay to disagree, just be respectful. And so far, everybody has been amazing, and I tried to respond to every single comment. I may miss one here or there. They are flooding in like gangbusters, but I do try my hardest. And if I don't get to you right that minute, I will get to you, I promise. But anyhow, that being said, I will give you all your measurements and teaspoons, tablespoons, cups. I also let you know what the gram measurements are, so that way everybody can play along. I personally bake, when I bake off camera, you know, whether it be for the bakery or just for friends, family, whatever, I use grams. Grams are much more accurate, they're consistent, and you get the same product every time. That being said, let's go ahead and get down here to the counter and see what kind of trouble we can get into with this. We're going to start with the crust. All right, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, we are down here at the counter. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our oven on. We want to set it on 325 degrees. Go ahead and let that get warming up. Make sure there's nothing in there. I have a real bad habit of putting sheet pans, things like that in there, some cast iron, but it never hurts to look. So first things we will need, a small to medium bowl so we can mix our crust up in, and a pie pan, 9-inch. Now, somebody had commented on this pie pan, so they really liked it. This is hands down one of my favorite pie pans. It's actually my daughter's boyfriend's grandmother's, something like that, but we adopted it. Reason why I like it, A, it's just a good pie pan. B, the scene that's on it, right there. My mom growing up had an entire set of dishes like this done in blue, and it reminds me of her, which it just, makes me smile a little. So anyhow, that being said, 9-inch pie pan, about an inch and a quarter deep pie pan. It's a shallow pan, it's not a deep pan. In my bowl, I have some ground up graham crackers, crust up. This time I used my food processor and just got them nice and finely done. To this, I am going to add, and here I have 1 tablespoon of firmly packed brown sugar, which is 15 grams, and I have 2 tablespoons of just plain old regular granulated sugar, which is 30 grams. We're going to put that in there, just like such. And I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon, 1/2 gram of salt. Yeah. And then we will take our whisk, and we're going to go ahead and get this whisked up real good. Alright, so I got that mixed up, and I don't know if I said it or not, but the graham crackers is 1.5 cups, 170 grams of graham cracker, and it's about the equivalent of 1 package of graham cracker, give or take. And to this, we are going to add the last ingredient, which is 7 tablespoons, 100 grams of melted butter. So see, this is very similar to the recipe I left with the flapper pie. Remember how the flapper pie, it had almost double the graham cracker and hardly any butter. It only had 4 tablespoons of butter. And then what we're going to do is, you can use a fork, you can use a spoon. I use my hand. We're going to mix this until everything is coated. Alright, so we got everything coated. Now, you'll know when you've got a proper amount of butter in there when you take it and you squeeze it and it holds its shape, but it doesn't like drip out any butter onto your, back into your bowl. That means we know that that's going to hold. Unlike last week and we should have tested it, and I should have known, but I didn't, and I mean, hey, that's okay, that's how we learn, right? That way we know we're good to go. So now we're going to take our pie pan, and we're going to go ahead and put this in, and then we're just going to press it firmly along the bottom and the sides to form our pie crust. Okay, so we got our pie crust set together, pressed in. Now, when it comes to pie crust, I've been told, well, when I first started learning, it was always, you gotta press it in real good and then take a glass and, or something heavy and press it in real tight, get your edges real good. I have yet to ever do that. I've been making graham cracker crust for about, 2.5, 3 years now. And I've never once actually had anything to press it in with. Not one glass has a flat surface. I have nothing that has a flat bottom on it completely. And I've never had a problem with it. And the reason why they tell you to do that, though, in case you're curious, is to ensure that everything is combined. You don't have any loose spots, but you don't have to. And another quick question. All right, so you see the edge of my crust. It is a little thicker, according to my wife. She says I make the pie crust a little thick. I think that's perfect myself. What do you guys think? Let me know. So anyhow, we got that done. We're gonna set it aside. And give me 1 second there. My computer's telling me it wants to restart. And set that down. So now what we're gonna do is we are gonna start our filling. To start our filling, you will need 16 ounces. It's 2 blocks, or in this case, 1 and 2 1/2 blocks of full fat cream cheese, and you're gonna want to bring that up to room temperature. So I let at least an hour sitting out. You can go longer. I let mine sit out. I pulled mine out at 4 o'clock this morning. It is now 11 o'clock. If you leave it out longer than that 45 minutes to an hour thing, put some saran wrap on it, or you're going to have yellow cream cheese, and it's going to get this like crust on it. That's what when it yellows. So wrap it. I did the same thing with my sour cream and the eggs. I did not this time around, but I didn't pull those out till about a half hour ago. So we've got our 16 ounces, 480 and 53 grams of cream cheese. And to that, I am going to add a third of a cup, 66 grams of granulated sugar. And then I'm going to add a third of a cup, 66 grams of packed light brown sugar. Remember, packed is when you put it in the measuring cup and you push it down real good. That way you get all the air out. Brown sugar is soft. It doesn't like to completely go down in the measuring cup. So 66 grams packed light brown sugar. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this on low for about 3 to 5 minutes. That's number 2 on the stand mixer. You can also use a hand mixer if you so desire, also low. We don't want to incorporate air. It's still a cheesecake at heart. And we're going to let this go till it's smooth and creamy. Alright, so excuse me, we have gone about 3-4 minutes just to make sure, I wanted to make sure everything was nice and smooth and creamy. So the reason why you want to do that now is because cream cheese does not like to smooth. It doesn't like to smooth out easily. It's big and tough and strong like that. So it takes a minute, and the warmer it is, the easier it is to cream. So that's why it's important that you leave it out for as long as you feel comfortable. Because if it's still cold, it won't be as, it takes longer to cream. Now, if you've got like little flecks of cream cheese in there, that's fine. Those will take care of themselves in the oven when it bakes, but you just want to make sure you don't have any big lumps. Nothing bigger than a fleck. I guess is the best way to look at it. If you don't know what a fleck is, it would be, think of like a sprinkle, that you would put on, like a glitter sprinkle you would put on a cookie or a cake or something like that. Just like a little 1/16 of a inch, 32nd of an inch by 32nd of an inch piece. Very small at any rate. So, that being said, got our bowl scraped. Scrape as often as you need to. I know I don't mention that as much. But next thing we're going to add to this is some sour cream. I have a third of a cup, 80 grams of sour cream. It is at room temperature. Everything's at room temperature. Now, as you bring your sour cream up to room temperature, you will see some water, and that's okay. Just drain it off. I suppose you could pour it in if you want to, but I don't know why you'd want to. You can just drain it off and move on. It's okay. That it's just water, all the same. And we're going to add 1 liberal teaspoon, about 4 grams is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I probably got 4 and change in there. I really like vanilla, and I put it in everything I bake. So now we're going to mix this once again on low. We don't want to incorporate any air, but we're going to mix this until it's well incorporated. Alright, we are well incorporated, and we'll lift that up. I am going to give this a quick scrape real quick. Nothing incredibly detailed, but I want to get the sides. All mixers, hand mixers, stand mixers, if it involves a bowl and a mixer, gets dead spots. Where it just doesn't quite mix. I know with most of the smaller stand mixers like this one here, it's usually the very center. So you want to make sure you don't have any cream cheese just kind of lingering around like that. Like I said, you can really never scrape your bowl too much. But now if you have one of those, if you have a stand mixer with a paddle attachment like this, it has the scraper on the side, kudos. I will eventually have one. Actually, I'm looking for a new mixer right now. So the next thing we got is 2 large eggs, and these eggs, I'm just going to lightly beat them up. We don't want them like completely scrambled, but we want to give it a head start. Most cheesecakes, this is what I found interesting, most cheesecakes, they call for you to put the eggs in one at a time until incorporated. This recipe did not. So I'm going to go ahead, get my mixer running on low speed. I'm going to put both those eggs in there now that they're lightly broken up. And we're going to let this run until it's just incorporated. Okay, we got our eggs in there and they are just lightly incorporated. And we are actually done with the stand mixer. So give me one moment here, and we will get the stand mixer out of the way. But you want to give it one more final scrape just to make sure, and then we can move on to some cool stuff. Okay, so got the mixer out of the way. Guys, one more good scrape. There's where we're at so far batter-wise. Got a lovely, lovely cheesecake batter. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take about 1.5 cups worth of our batter here, and we're going to put it in this bowl right beside us, right here. And then that way we can make up our pumpkin batter, because it's going to be kind of like a marble cake or a marble pie. I guess it'd be a cake most of the time, but we're going to make it look pretty all the same. Okay, so we got our 1.5 cups of our mix in the bowl here, and it's about half. You're going to split it about half, a little less than half, because to this we are going to add 2/3 cup, 173 grams of pumpkin puree. Now, when you go to buy pumpkin, if you're buying pumpkin, you don't make your own. Be careful you don't buy the pumpkin pie filling. You want just plain old 100% pumpkin puree. It's gotten me before. I thought I was snagging the right thing, going quick, and all of a sudden I wasn't. And then the last thing we're going to add is 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, and that's 3 grams. And if you make your own, great. If you want a recipe to make your own, I'll leave a link at the end of the video that you can head on over to that video. Teach you how to make a few different spice mixes. Pumpkin spice is one of them. And all we're going to do is stir this together until it's completely combined and smooth. Alright, we are completely combined and smooth. So now we have our pumpkin batter, we have our regular batter. Now, we'll go ahead and grab our pie crust, and all we're going to do is I'm going to use cookie scoops. You could just as easily use a measuring cup, a tablespoon measuring cup. These are a little over a tablespoon, about 1.5 tablespoons. And I got 2 of them here, and we're just going to dollop in our different cheesecake batters. So I'll go 1 pumpkin, 1 regular, 1 pumpkin, and then 1 regular. And I'm just gonna keep doing this until I'm completely filled up. Okay, so we got our dollops in, as you can see. Now, the next thing you want to do, and you can use a toothpick, you can use a skewer, you can use a knife, however you want to do it, is we're just going to take our whatever utensil you have available, and I'm just going to run this through just like this. The one thing you don't want to try, you want to try not to do, is overdo it. You can get this always made me nervous when I first started doing it, and it's not hard to do by any means, but if you're not careful, you can end up making it one color. Is this the simple explanation to it? But you want to just kind of, what I do is I go left to right, and then I go up to down, and then I go kind of at an angle like that to it, and what that does is I just little circles just like that. See how it's coming together, and then that way you get a nice pretty look, and you don't over mix. Now if you see something you don't like, you can always bring it in, so to speak, but that's all there is to that. Like I said, this used to make me so nervous to do the swirls. But then, but the pretty designs on them. Now, not so much. Alright, so, what do we do with it now? Our pie is done. That was like the quickest cheesecake variant I think I've ever made in my entire life. And it looks great. So, we've already got our oven preset, 325 degrees. I'm pretty sure I told you that was the very first thing we did. If I didn't, way back when you first start, 325 degrees, but I'm pretty sure I did. Got it warmed up. I am going to place this in the oven on the middle rack, and we are going to bake it for about 40 to 50 minutes. you want it to be set solid on the edges, right? As it comes, you know, from the outside of the pie and the filling. As you get to the center, it's okay if it's a little jiggly because it's going to continue to cook after we bring it out. So set, slightly jiggly in the center. If you notice that your graham cracker crust is getting too dark for your liking on the tops, put a pie ring on there. Here, hold on for me 1 second, I'll show you one. Okay, pie ring. That's a pie ring. What it does is you just set it right down on the edge of your pie like such, and it blocks the direct heat from hitting the crust, getting it even darker than it is. If you feel it's getting too dark, I always keep mine off to the side near the oven when I bake, that way in case. And you want to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start this at about 45 minutes myself, and when I come back, we'll pull it out and talk about what to do next. Alright, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, so we went 45 minutes, just took it out of the oven. Let me get you down here and I'll show you what we were looking for real quick, and then we can talk about what it was that we need to, or what it is we need to do now. Because basically we're just going to practice patience, is what it comes down to. And you can see I had just a little bit of extra pumpkin left over. So I went ahead and whipped up just a little bit of scrap graham cracker crust, threw it on the bottom there, put the pumpkin cheesecake that was left in there on top of it, and threw it in the oven with it. And that way we'll have like little mini pumpkin cheesecakes maybe if they turn out. But here's where we're at, right? Just like that. And didn't that turn out beautiful? I mean, really, just beautiful. But if I shake it, it's even started to cool a little more. But see how the sides aren't moving, but the middle jiggles just a little bit. You know, and that's what we were wanting to get there, you know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set that back down there on that rack, and we are going to just let it sit there, you know, for about maybe an hour or so, hour and a half. Like I said, this is where we practice patience, and we're going to get it down to room temperature at any rate. After we get it down to room temperature, I am going to put a little bit of saran wrap on it, or plastic wrap, and I'm going to put it in the fridge. I'm going to put it in the fridge for 6 to 8 hours, 6 hours minimum. But the longer you can, the better. They say best practice is overnight. And like I've said a few times before, overnight to me is 7 to 9 hours, or 8 hours, because that's what you would normally sleep. So I'm going to let that sit in there probably close to 7, 8 hours. And we're going to have this with dessert, or for dessert tonight for dinner. And but me and you are going to sneak a piece before we take it out to the table for everybody else to have some, so that way we can see. So when I come back, we'll have it out, we'll be chilled, we'll try a piece and see how it tastes. Alright, I'll see you here in just a second. Alright, so we are pretty much back where we left off. We did let it cool down to room temperature. I sat out for about an hour and a half. Then I put some plastic wrap over the top of it, and we put it in the fridge, and it actually sat in there about 10.5 hours, so, or overnight. And it just got to be a busy day. But anyhow, let's go ahead and give this a cut and see how the crust held up, see, you know, how the cheesecake itself held up. I am so excited to try this. I don't know why. I mean, other than the fact that it's two of my favorite food groups, cheesecake and pumpkin pie, or pumpkin in general. But all the same, I think we'll be okay. I just know. So I mean, I can tell you the filling itself is very firm. I can tell that just by cutting through it. All right, got that. Let me get my pie piece tool here that I can never seem to get to work right. And we'll see if we can't get this out in one fell swoop. No, we can do it, we can do it. Yes. That's probably the best first piece I have had in a long time. Oh yeah, that's pretty solid looking. Here, let me show you what the inside looks like there right quick. Got a nice swirl on the inside there. Looking good, looking good. And here is our cut piece. And that looks absolutely delightful, I think. Oops, sorry. Going all over the place with that. Yeah, that turned out nice. So I can tell you it smelled good when it was in the oven. It looks good. Oh, other way, other way, other way. Sorry. No. Yep, I am never gonna make it as a professional cameraman. But it smelled good. It looked good. Well, it looks good. It didn't look good. It looks good. It smelled great. I can smell it now. It smells like fall. It smells like pumpkin spice. It smells like everything that this thing should smell like. But let's see how she tastes. Wow. Oh, that, my friends, was a bite of heaven. Man, oh man. I don't even know how else to describe that. I'm gonna have one more piece and I'm gonna set this down before you get to watch me eat the entire thing. That has the most amazing pumpkin pie flavor with all the creaminess and richness of cheesecake. That is crazy good. You must try this. I mean, I implore you to try this. That is a great cheesecake. I will, if I haven't already, the name of the gentleman who created this cheesecake, I will have it down here. Like I said, it came off the website Sugar Spun Run, but there was a specific person that created it. That's an ingenious pie / cheesecake. That's the best of everything money could buy right there. I would pay $1 million for that cheesecake, hands down. So smooth. The texture is amazing. You know, and all you gotta remember is go slow when you're mixing it. Have some patience and let it cool completely at room temperature, then throw it in the fridge. The dividends are endless of reward. Let me know if you do try this. I highly, highly recommend trying this cheesecake pie. You won't be disappointed. If you like pumpkin spice, pumpkin pies, pumpkin rolls, pumpkin anything, this is for sure right up your alley. Even if you only kind of like it, well worth the work. And it wasn't any work. That's the best part. This was actually one of the easiest things I've made in a while, really. You can't go wrong with it. You know, there's none of the fuss of a water bath for a cheesecake. I would actually like to try other cheesecake recipes, because that was pretty much just a cheesecake recipe, a little smaller. You know, we only went with 2 blocks of cheese and a cream cheese and, you know, only a couple eggs. So we kind of eliminated a third of a normal cheesecake recipe. But man, you can't go wrong with it in pie form. That's great. I can think of 1,000 ways to change this to make it different pies. But give this one a try. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. And let me know down below in the comments if you do, or over on Facebook at the group with Mr. Smith's Kitchen. You are going to be amazed. Just amazed. I will talk about this pie for a good long time. Cheesecake pie. I don't even know for sure what to call it, because it's cheesecake, but it's pie. Yeah, all the same. So next week, I have no idea what we're gonna make for dinner. No idea what we're gonna make for dessert. I know we're gonna be kind of hit and miss, like I said yesterday, over the next couple, 2-3 weeks, because I am having some major work done on my mouth. So I'm about to make my dentist a lot of money, and So I will do my best to get videos out per schedule, but I may have to miss a day or so. We'll see. You know, if I can talk Chris into it, maybe she'll do some more of those videos like the one she did inside yesterday's dinner video. That would be kind of cool. I really liked that video, that portion of the video. So anyhow, till next week when we have dinner and dessert and, you know, some conversation, because that's what we do. I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else that you love them. You know, that you love them very much. They may need to hear that. It's going to make their day a whole lot better and make them smile. It's going to make your day a whole lot better to tell them that. It's probably going to make you smile too. And then you make them one of these pumpkin cheesecake pies. Man, you're going to have hours of endless conversation. They're going to feel the love in every bite, I guarantee it. You know, and they'll probably laugh and giggle and relax a little. This pie will help you forget about the stress of the day. I guarantee it. You know, so anyhow, till next week, I love you. I'll see you then. Talk to you later.